Good morning. I hope can you guys hear me before I start? Can someone hear me? If you can hear me, please go to the group and react to the last message I dropped. Or if you want to speak, just you can raise your hand. Then I'll give you the mic. Okay. All right. So this is really going to be a short one. It's really going to be short because I've already done most of the work already, and the videos are already on YouTube. So so the first thing I do the first thing I do when I want to start analyzing, let's say I'm looking for a setup, I want to trade for that day. So the very first thing I do is, first thing is I know my buyers. That's the very first thing I do. So I know my buyers. Once I know my buyers, once my buyers tells me I'm supposed to sell from this point to this point, I trust my buyers because this is something that I have worked on for years. So I am able to trust my analysis. But if you've not worked on something, you will not be able to have trust in that stuff. So it's just like it's just like I want to let me use like a relationship, right? There's some things that someone come and tell you, oh, your babe did this stuff, or your babe did that stuff, right? You'll be able to say, oh no, she did not do this one, she did not do the other one, because you've been with the person for a while and you know what the person can do and you know what the person cannot do. So that's almost the same thing with this. A strategy is something that you've worked on for like let's say 6 months, for 2 months, you've taken like almost 10 trades on it, and then it has worked out for you. That's when you can actually call that a strategy. All right, so let's just get right into it. So the first thing I do is I know my buyers. So in our previous videos, the previous video I just dropped on YouTube, you already know by now. You should know the structure already. SBI, you should know the structure: sweep, break, and inducement. So you can see we had our sweep here, our protected high. Price came back to give us inducement, which you can also call it liquidity, right? And then we had our other block that did not get retested. So what you're expecting the market to do, you are expecting the market to come into POI and then sell down to the lowest point the market got to before making its way to POI, which this is the lowest point, right? But then I would have held this trade to this point, but why I actually asked people to take profit yesterday was because you can if you look at this zone, you can see we have another structure here which might hold or which might not hold. We don't really know yet because we have our other block here. We have our other block there. We have our inducement liquidity, or you can just call it liquidity. So what I'm going to wait, okay, what I'm going to wait to see today, price might actually start buying from here because this daily candle that formed, this previous daily candle, this is a reversal candle. This candle is a reversal candle, so it might start buying from here. That's why I told everyone to take profit. That's why I put my TP where I actually had it yesterday. All right, so once you've known your buyers, right? Now your buyers is telling you that you're supposed to sell from this point to this point. What do you do? Once price gets here, you don't just start to sell because this is a daily time frame. You might not have that kind of account size to be able to trade this time frame. Do you understand? So you might not have that big account size to trade this time frame. So what do? You go down to me, I go down to my 1 hour time frame. There are people that even go lower, there are people that even go down to let's say 10 minutes, 5 minutes. But I don't really be trading 5 minutes and 10 minutes time frame because those time frames don't really give the full story of the market because this is a whole story. I used to tell people that the market is telling you a story and you're supposed to follow that story. So I don't see 5 minutes time frame and 10 minutes time frame telling me the full story of the market for me to be able to take a trade. So But there are also there are scenarios that when I see them, then I can actually go down to my five minutes time frame and 10 minutes time frame to actually look for setups, because I know, because I actually know when to go down to those time frames. I actually know when to go down to my 5 minutes, my 10 minutes, my 15 minutes. All right, it's because I've been practicing. I've been doing this for a long time. So like I said, we don't have that account size, and when price gets to your POI or your daily time frame, you don't just start selling, right? You don't just start selling. You wait for a confirmation, which I've shown you guys. Like I wish most of you, if you've not seen the video on YouTube, you guys have to go back to go and watch it so that you can actually follow up with what I am explaining. All right, so a confirmation is price has to break the last low it created before getting to POI, which this is the low. This is the last low price created before getting to POI. So when price has broken through that low, you can see price came back to retest it and started selling. So once price has broken below it with a candle body like it did here, you will hear me say something like you can start looking out for sales. I always do that on the general group. Like if you check, I will tell you, oh, you can start looking out for sales right now. So this is the confirmation. This is just the confirmation. So once you've had this, you can start looking out for sales. So now we will not be looking out for sales opportunity on this same time frame, on your daily time frame. Your daily time frame just to give you your buyers. It's just to tell you, it's just to give you your buyers, just to give you a direction of the market. So that you don't go and be selling, you don't go and be selling in a buy market. Let's say price has been buying, then you see that price is actually buying, but you go to go and sell. Or most times people don't know how to spot their buyers. People don't know how to get their clean buyers, right? So they end up buying in the sell market or selling in the buy market. All right. So let me go on. So from here we go down to our 1 hour time frame. Now when we go down to our 1 hour time frame, because this is the time frame, I don't want to start doing. I'm not going to show you guys top down analysis like go down from would go to the 8 hours, 4 hours, 2 hours, 1 hour. No, I'm just going to go straight into it. So let's see. After price broke this low, right? Price gave us. I'm going to spot out what I'm going to do now. I'm going to show you guys how many setups we had here, even though most of them did not go back to entry, right? So we had our first sell setup here because we had our order block. That's our order block, and we had our liquidity. And our order block and liquidity, which price tried coming back, but it did not retest it. It did not get to it. So this was our first. This is our first trade. Now this is the second one. This is the type B setup. That's if you've not watched. I'll always say if you've not watched the videos on YouTube that I just posted, you have to go back to watch them so that you can understand what I mean by type A setup and type B setup. Now you can see we have our sweep, we have our protected high, we have our liquidity. So this is the second setup we had. Second setup that we have. We have that's our order block, and we have our liquidity. And the same thing happened. Price did not come back to tap into it. I think that was all for day till I now had this one. Till I had this setup. Now this is the type B setup because there is no sweep. We just have our order block, and then we have liquidity. So what are you expecting price to do? Expecting price to tap into it and then sell down to the lowest point the market got to. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. But if you go down to our 30 minutes time frame, you will really see a complete structure. You see a sweep, you see a protected high. Okay, let me mark them out. This is our sweep, our order block, our liquidity. Then we had a second break. This second break of structure is very important. In fact, if you don't have If there is no second break, that setup is not valid. I will also say again, go back to the first video. This video that I posted yesterday. Go back to it so that you understand what I'm saying. So that once you finish watching the whole video, you will understand what I'm saying. So this is your sweep, your order block, your liquidity, and this is the second break. So you're expecting price to come, into POI and then sell back down. But yeah, now for the confirmation that we had here, now let me show you guys how I got the confirmation. Because if you notice on your 1 hour time frame, our confirmation, I used to say confirmation is an engulfing candle. But you cannot, if we cannot just waste the whole time for price to just give us, it's impossible. Like you can see, it did not even happen. Price did not give us one candle that engulfed this previous candle, because this previous candle already is a very long candle. Is a very, very long candle. So what did I do? That's when I started going down to my lower time frame. That's why I started going down to my lower time frame. I was going down to my lower time frame. So okay. So when I'm going down to my lower time frame, what am I looking out for? I'm looking out for the previous low that was created. The same thing I did on my higher time frame is the same thing you're going to do on your entry time frame. Basically, you don't do anything different. So you can see there is no low has been created here. Just buy candles. Let's go 15 minutes. Same thing on the 15 minutes. Only buy candles. Only buy candles. No low was created. Let's go to about 10 minutes. So on our 10 minutes, we can see that a low was created. We had this low. We had this low. So what did I do? I just waited for price to break break this low, just break below this low. See, we have this line drawn, this line drawn. I just waited for price to break below it, and once price did that, I entered, I executed the trade. I told my signal, if you are on my signal room, you will hear me say that you can start selling. Even though this was high risk, this was a high risk trade, because the zone that we were selling at was also a buy POI for a daily time frame, which I've just shown you guys. So, but then the trade still held, as you can see. So I sold here. I put my SL above, just above this zone, and you can see what price did. Price started selling from there. Price sold to TP. So basically, it is as simple as that. So I would say you can ask questions, but this is not a mentorship. This is just to, I'm just trying to make you guys be able to trade on your own. Basically, what I'm doing now is, if you don't have money for mentorship, you can still watch my videos and then be able to trade on your own, basically. All right. So my signal room is still open. If you want to join, you can join in. If you can trade on your own, that's fine. But this is all I have for today. I'm going to do analysis on all this and then let's see, I'll post it on my signal room. All right. Have a good day, guys.